So, you know that saying, an aspirin day keeps the doctor away? Well, that's pretty true unless you're in the UK. Friday, after we finished cleaning the holiday home, we went to town and went to the grocery store and bought our food, and then we went to one of the local drugstores. The name's in the title. And I got all my items together and went to the pharmacy counter, and that's where you have to buy it. That's the place where you go to purchase your aspirin. They have to dole it out to you. You can't just buy it off the shelf. I asked for the lowest milligram, which is 75 milligrams. So I was asked whether or not my doctor knew I was taking aspirin on a regular basis, and I take 75 milligrams. I'm old. My, old people issue. Body hurts, slight bit of cholesterol, keeps me off medication. The woman behind the register proceeded to ask me if my doctor knew that I take aspirin on a regular basis, and I don't tell him because it's just aspirin. At which point I told her no, he does not. So she calls over the pharmacist, and he asked me the same thing, and proceeds to tell me that by taking aspirin, if I cut myself, I could, bleed and it not stop. Well, I already know this. And they decide between the two of them that they're not going to sell me aspirin. My husband had an appointment, and so instead of going across the street to the competitors, I went ahead and purchased what I already had. And after I paid for everything, with the exception of the aspirin I did not get, I gave them back their little card, their little Savers card, where they, keep up with what you're spending in habits are. The same company where you can buy vitamins that have aspartame. If you don't know what aspartame does, you really need to do your research. Medicine to help you stop smoking, but you can, therefore, it's going to continue your nicotine addiction. The same drug chain also sells, for example, energy drinks, and anyone who's looked at energy drinks knows that if you take a lot of energy drinks at one time, you can have a heart attack. They sell razor blades. People can cut themselves with razor blades. So there's all kinds of things that they sell, but yet they're not going to sell you aspirin without your doctor knowing. My husband went online and looked at the policy of this particular drug store chain, and apparently all the pharmacists have to regulate who gets sold aspirin. Other places you can go ahead and buy aspirin off the shelf. Your grocery store, your little, over here in the UK they have pound stores, which is the same thing as a dollar store. You can buy aspirin off the shelf that way. And I don't know of any other store or a chain that regulates aspirin like this particular one does. But I just want to tell you what happened to me, and it appears that they're probably at some point going to make this very hard for everybody here in the UK to get aspirin without, I guess, a doctor's prescription.